Hello Cancer, so let's start your October reading. Guys, don't forget, you should probably check your ascendant and your moon sign in addition to your sun sign, so that way you get more messages. And what else? Yes, because this is general reading, you might not get all the messages from the reading, but that way you can collect more. And if you want to get a private reading to get it all customized for you, check me out at ktarot.ca. You have a jumper, my Cancer. There is like some kind of like worry that you have. Something is really weighing heavily on your like mind. You are not able to resolve it. Some of you might be really obsessing. Some of you are really scared. Some of you are really in fear about the times that are ahead of you. The problem is like that as long as you're in that self-depreciating or fearful mode, you're not able to move forward. And moving forward is exactly what you need to do in the situation. So how to stop it is literally trying to be in the now. You just cannot think about the past because that creates anxiety. And if you think about the future, that creates fear. So that being in the now, doing meditation, thinking about your breathing, that's kind of like a stuff that will slowly allow you to kind of like break that situation. So people are really noisy outside. My apologies. I mean, they don't understand that people work from home many more now during the pandemic, but kind of like it seemed to be all about them. You also have, look at this, like two majors. You have the Tower reversed, and you also have Justice. This is something that is really like it's really weird. This is connecting to Aries, so it's Mars, right? So must be relating to like this 1st of October, and that's the full moon in Aries. And there's like something that you really need to do, and I don't think you will. It's going to be maybe done for you because luckily you have Justice card here, which is a karma card. Something is going to shift you. You will not even understand that is really happening. You will actually might even think that something and somebody is against you. And this is like Tower is generally the card that shakes you up. It's telling you like, okay, I'm going to collapse you. You need to go down on your knees. We are going to rebuild it now. It's kind of like that strict kind of like matron, like in the school. But when it's reversed, you know, like, I mean, you feel like that somebody's rendering justice that you didn't deserve, right? And that can feel abrasive. It can feel unjust. But since the justice is upright, this is happening for a reason, meaning for some reason you wanted that lesson to be absorbed or absolved in this life. So you have a 9 of Cups. So this is like one of the your cards. You're feeling comfort this month. Things are like, I mean, evolving properly. Generally, like there's like nobody here. Like you just are pampering yourself. It's a situation kind of like that gives you comfort, but also like this card because generally this card announces that you're kind of like graduated from understanding yourself emotionally. After, like, I mean, you get this card and you can move into connecting with other people in a very healthy way, not in a codependent way, but in interdependent way. This is being crossed with strength. So just as I said, strength generally talks about a commitment and talks about, okay, sometimes when you're in commitment, there's negotiation that you need to do. You have to kind of like approach things sideways and kind of like do it that way, right? So you're kind of like almost like prepping yourself for either the next stage, or maybe there's somebody in your life that you want. But up to this, I'm just like feeling that you're feeling a lots of energy, kind of like leave me alone, I need to be on my own. We have this 4 of Pentacles energy here in your base, and it's reversed. So this means that maybe for a while you have been withdrawn from the other people. You kind of like really want to do things on your own. Like it seems like you had your walls up. It was like not easy for you to kind of like go out, meet people, trust people. That usually maybe happens. Maybe this happened, that something happened in your life that you feel you have been violated. You feel kind of like affected your life negatively. And now, like, you are willing and able to take the walls down. And it's only when you take walls down and when you're able to take this risk, then you can also open yourself to those emotional experiences. Yep, you have been fighting and fighting and fighting. You see, that was like something that you needed to go through, maybe process of healing, but you have been also really standing up for yourself. And I think you set yourself just like, one more time I'm going to try, maybe with somebody you had on and off, or it just like didn't glue and didn't gel properly. And then finally you said to yourself, okay, you know what? It seems like this is going to be the pattern. This is going to be a system. This is how it's going to go. I need to kind of like tell myself that maybe I can do like one more time. And if this continues, I just like need to pull away. Yeah, but you're like, look at this. This is like a 4 of Pentacles, and it's kind of mirroring up here 3 of Pentacles. So this means that this Pentacle energy is very grounded energy, right? It's kind of like hopeful energy. It's also kind of the energy that you really need to apply in a relationship. And since we don't live isolated from the other people, unless you're like watching this in some kind of hut in Alaska and you're on your own, an Arctic expedition, we depend on the other people to help us, right? And this is really talking about the collaboration with the other people and kind of like stepping back to where you left off for one reason or another, right? And feeling comfortable doing that. Ahead of you, you have Temperance, and Temperance is always about moderation. Something that previously couldn't be done, maybe something you fought for, and finally maybe you said, I just give up, just cannot do, right? Now that something might be moving forward. Temperance is really talking about moderation and patience, and it is kind of like really weird that is kind of like representing the sign of Sagittarius, right? Because Sagittarius with the fire, they don't come through. But if you really think that Temperance is about merging, usually the traditional image shows that angelic figure with 2 cups, and 1 cup is fire, another one is water. And like, I mean, and Fool is asking, what are you doing? Are you doing some kind of like magic? I met magician in my early travels. And the angel is saying, no, I am just creating completely new elements. It's like, and the Fool is saying, really? Like, I mean, can I do it? He said, yes, you can do it. This is like your lesson that within you can merge these 2 things. So what is merged in Sagittarius is like that. Is a centaur, right? Like, I mean, you have a horse and a human. It's kind of merged together to create a new element. But for that, it takes patience, and it takes kind of like deviation from the ordinary thinking. So this is also about creativity over here. And then you have like King of Wands. So you are very energized. You might be getting somebody in your life now that you have 3 majors already. King of Wands is not kind of like the normal way you would behave, but look at this fire. So this is Sagittarius. Actually, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 majors, and so this is a Leo. That would be Mars. So it could be Aries. It can also be Scorpio. And then you have a Libra here. Like, so I don't know if these are the signs that you're like having something in common, but this could be fire signs here speaking as well. And it can talk about commitment. You're like all of a sudden ready. Like, I mean, it's almost like, okay, I'm starting a new chapter. I'm going in this direction, and I really want this to happen. So let's see environment. You see, environment is the Magician reversed. So that can again be Gemini and Sagittarius energy. Or, you know the person who actually has this prominently in their chart. Magician is a trickster. And he's a big trickster when he's reversed, right? And maybe this is what it is. You are kind of like realizing that you just cannot tell people what to do, but you have the ability to walk away or change things if, you know, like, I mean, if you think that something is not going the right way. So when I see this card reversed, like, it's almost like that rock star who doesn't do that because he loves the music and he wants to kind of like talk about his experiences through his or her music, but more or less, hey, I'm going to get laid, I'm going to get babes, and nobody's going to realize that I'm really, really ugly, right? So it's somebody who's pulling wool over your face. So that's somebody coming through. You're like really ready to take your walls down, and that's unfortunate that somebody's going to try to take advantage of you, but you know, you're being forewarned over here. And you have like 6 of Wands over here. This is in your hopes and fears. This is a card about sexuality. This is also a card about victory. And it's again, like, I mean, you're getting this fire and air. It's telling me that energy is percolating and culminating. You're maybe going to be completely drained with everything that is like happening, everything that is really, really going on. This is also a card of victory, that you really want things to really work for you, but you're at the same time fearing, oh my God, you know, like, I mean, what if there is, it's a flop all over again, right? So I really think this is also connecting with, I mean, we are seeing this throughout your reading. We have a new moon in Libra, and that is on the 16th. That's going to be a really good time to share your feelings. I know it's really difficult for you. You really take your time, but how you're going to check with this trickster is if it looks too good to be true. Mark my words, because King of Wands, you want transparency. You want somebody who is shoulder to shoulder, who wants to kind of like try different things, who wants to try things you like, who wants to invite you to try things they like. But this dude is going to just like give this, you know, lip service to this, and actually they're not going to really follow up. It's going to be, yeah, well, maybe next week, next month, blah blah blah. That's how you're going to realize this Trojan horse over here. So where is this heading? Ta-da! You're getting another major. This is another karma card. I mean, talking about being in the now. Remember that I told you about the other 9 that you had. So you had the 3 9s, and now you have the world card. You know what? Like, I mean, you're putting an end to something. You will be able to get through this person. You will be looking for the people who are collaborative, cooperative, who kind of like want to meet you, maybe not halfway, but in something that is really doable, and you will feel the same way. And you're going to say to yourself, you know what, I am actually much stronger than I thought I was, and it's time for me to move forward. Look at the cards, they're all upright. The only card that is really tricky is like this one that is reversed, because it's just like the danger is there and you're really not aware of that. And this is also connecting with this Mercury retrograde, so be very careful between October 13th and November 3rd. You might feel freaked out. You might feel that somebody's taking you down to kind of like the rabbit hole. It could be a level of paranoia. It could be a level of WTF kind of a thing. So and then we cross to October 22nd in Scorpio. It can be that more obsessive energy, jealous energy, but it's also going to be very sexy energy. Well, you have choices, and I think you have like 2 or 3 choices this month if you really look around. And the reason these choices are coming to you is because you actually feel really, really good in your skin. And when we feel really good in our skin, we don't want anybody. Everybody wants us, right? So that's kind of like one of those things. So guys, this is it from me. Don't forget, if you want your daily dose of tarot, to follow me on Instagram. So at Cat Tarot, Instagram Tarot, Twitter, and Facebook. And if you want a reading with me, cattarot.ca. And on Saturday at 11 a.m. I have live, and I'm reading for weeklies for all signs. So just come and join, because that way you actually can ask a few questions, or rather to say get answer for a few questions of yourself. I have these doors readings and kind of like pick a card reading, and that's it. Enjoy your month. It's going to be a good month. You have somebody who is bearing gifts, who is not really necessarily upstanding a person, but you're going to see through this person, and you're going to congratulate yourself and pat yourself on the shoulder. So wish you all the best, and I'll be talking to you very soon. Love you.